Pawtuxet Valley historian, the story of Chet Davidson and Coventry's Asylum, a rugged, notoriously deplorable past by Charles M. Vacca, Jr. Old Chet Davidson was a living historical enigma in his time. You see, the then 85-year-old self-proclaimed individualist was calling the old Briggs farm circa 1790, later Coventry's poor farm, home. Back in 1949, Davidson acquired the edifice on Town Farm Road, across from the site of colonial musterings, but did not reside there until 10 years later. In 1979, my journalism colleague, Rick Agarian, wrote a feature story on Davidson. He lived in the old town poor farm. But neighbors say he could not be the richest man in the neighborhood, wrote Agarian. Despite the expense of a 12 to 15 rooms, the building had fallen into pathetic disrepair. Would pass minimum housing regulations, and he only uses 2 of the rooms. As the story goes, Davidson managed to eke out a living, much like former residents of the poor farm, owning 3 cows and 5 chickens, along with 5 canines, and surviving off the land as much as possible, without lights, electricity, a sink, or running water by choice. He likes it that way. Historian Don D'Amato tells us Coventry purchased the 1790 federal period farmhouse bearing a unique L from Joseph Briggs in 1850. Social reforms were often slow and painful. The problem of caring for the chronically ill, the aged, the homeless, and the destitute was always present, wrote D'Amato. The town's purchase of the Briggs farm, one of 14 sites in town on the National Register, was consistent with similar accusations by towns elsewhere. Coventry's concern for his left fortune dated back to the 1770s. Apparently, society during the early 1800s was starting to change rapidly, as soon to be outdated artisan and agrarian systems were quickly surrendering to mega-paying manufacturing jobs, replacing apprenticeships. Substitute for apprenticeships and obsolete crafts, journeymen now taught to place their children in the public schools where they could get an education suitable for the clerical jobs proliferating in the industrialized and urban society, according to Pulitzer Prize winner and author Daniel M. Howe. He also says this left avoided society. And that's a little extra or two from the story. See you later.